the geese if I can. And I'm hoping they're going to add Zoom at some point. It's going to be high up on the feature list. Personally, depending on where I am, I mean, I don't really mind portrait or vertical streaming walking along the canal, but a lot of landscape stuff is much better landscape. But anyway, just my view. It's not shared by some others. So, good morning, Andrew. Well, afternoon, yes. Good afternoon, Andrew. Only just not had my lunch yet, so it kind of counts as morning, doesn't it? Yeah. So I managed to go live and start it, so that's a good start. Hi, Chad. Seems to be working okay so far. And Andrew, you were quite right. Having upgraded the app on my iPad and had to log in again with sending another text message and putting the number in and all that malarkey. Once I'd done that, now when I view things on my iPad, whether in portrait or landscape, you know, whether the iPad's whichever way it's held up, it now shows the whole video instead of just the cropped little bit of it. So, hi, Dorset Mark. So yeah, because my iPad has I normally have a keyboard, one of those magic keyboard things connected to it with a magnet, so it's more like a laptop than an iPad really. And so with the keyboard attached, it is always landscape. So it was just showing like the bottom fifth or something of all the pictures, which just looked really silly. It only showed people's shoulders, no faces. But yeah, they seem to fix that now with the update they've just done, so that's good news. Yeah, I'm not sure I'd say it's very confusing. I mean, they have kind of slimmed down the user interface. It seems to kind of be missing some things that we actually, you know, really want. The ability to delete a broadcast. So say you do a little test broadcast, or I don't know, something happens in broadcast, but you don't really want to stay there forever. I mean, I think people should realise that anything they broadcast over the internet is potentially kept forever somewhere anyway, even if it appears that you can delete it. Somebody might have a copy of it somewhere. You're probably right, Andrew. It's probably, I mean, there were lots of things I didn't like about the old version, but particularly when I say old version, the kind of I know, just come on again. Okay. So yeah, I was only saying the other day that they didn't seem to have done any updates for ages. They hadn't really done anything about it. Then the next thing I knew, I saw some people testing this new version, and then you have problems signing in, Yadi. Well, I had problems when I first did it as well. That was one of my first experience of the new app. Glad it's working on mobile data. Well, I have to use a VPN, Emma. This isn't really Haps's fault. I'm sure this isn't Haps's fault because it's happening on other apps as well, including Heckle. I can't use Heckle on mobile data now either. So, hi Mel. G'day. So yeah, so I've somebody told me, I think it was probably somebody on Heckle told me that Aidan in Leeds had to uses a VPN to get around the issue with mobile data not letting him stream, and it works for me as well. So I've signed up for a VPN called Speedify, which is specifically designed for streaming purposes. It allows you to connect the Wi-Fi and mobile data together. So if you've got a bit of both, if you're somewhere where there is Wi-Fi but it's not very good, you can use your mobile data with your Wi-Fi, and it merges the two. So I've signed up for that, which was about £80 for a year. So it's not terrible. I'm not sure. They say something about acceptable usage limits, but I don't. Since it's designed for streaming video, I don't think it's going to be a problem. But we'll see. How do you stop the replies in the comments? Isn't that a whole string of yeah, yeah? That is a bug that they need to sort out. I mean, we saw that when people were testing the new app. So you'd have thought they might have been able to test that before, to fix it before they went live, but I guess they had a list of, or they had at least whatever they call it, just about viable product thing. It had to do enough stuff to actually be considered good enough for go live. Personally, I think the problems with login I could have done with, and maybe they probably didn't realise that. They probably didn't work out that when people updated the app on some devices anyway, that it would cause them to not be able to log in again afterwards. But yeah, I mean, obviously I wasn't asked to test it, so I didn't see the test version as such. But it, from what I observed as a viewer, it doesn't seem to change between the test version and the release version at all. So I would have thought they could have tested it for, I'm sure that people could have found bugs. I'm sure some of you guys had already found bugs, but I'd have found them like the thing with my iPad, I'd have reported that. They'd have asked me to test it and use it for a few days before they went live. So it's a shame they couldn't do that rather than just launching something that wasn't really ready. But I guess it's all part of their corporate strategy and marketing and whatever. Hi, Kate. But yeah, this is it. We all managed to, for a minute, I thought, I'm gonna have to start again with followers and following. I'm not gonna have any coins because I've completely lost my account. It wouldn't let me log in at all. Then I worked out I could log in on the website, but not with the mobile app. And then I went in somebody's broadcast on the web, and they said, "Oh, try deleting the app and reinstalling it." That usually fixes it. So I did that. And yes, indeed, it fixed it. But I don't know, but maybe, I'm not sure I like all the emails that they send out, but perhaps they could have sent an email out to say, we've now launched our new app, and by the way, when you do your upgrade, you might need to delete it and reinstall the app if it doesn't let you log in. Of all the comms that apps could send out, rather than just Periscope is dead, long-lived apps over and over again, maybe they could do one that says, if you want to continue using apps, you might need to delete the app and reinstall it. But never mind. We got there in the end. And it works. As I say, it doesn't really do everything I want it to do because the kind of talking head, talking face thing without showing the scenery isn't necessarily what I'm here for. Kind of feels like they really want their market is people playing guitar and maybe that, or maybe piano. Their 1.1 million view piano stream, which I saw the replay of. Didn't seem to really have comments from 1.1 million people on it. But if they say it had 1.1 million viewers, then maybe it did. It says I've got 3 viewers. I believe that bigger. That makes sense. And that's not just total. That must be live viewers, because more than 3 people have commented. More than 4 people have commented. So, well, I don't know. I don't know whether there's. I mean, Emma's still here, Andrew's here, Mark's here, Yardy's probably still here, I think. So yeah, so maybe the 3's wrong. Mel's here. Yeah, okay. The viewer count is obviously not working properly then. And I'm sure you've probably seen this, but generally the thing at the top, for some people it says they have 0 followers. People that I know have got more than. Oh, and Kate's here. We need a roll call so we can find out how many people we've got here. Obviously, one of the features we were all asking for, or some people were asking for anyway, was could we know who's here? Could we know when people join, maybe, so you can know your friends are watching? At the very least, could we, maybe it wouldn't tell you when somebody joins, but could you at least click something on the screen to see who the current viewers are? You can do that on most of these apps. You can definitely do that on Twitch. I think the total number is cumulative. I mean, it always used to be. It was on the previous version, and I'm pretty sure that the 1.1 million viewers of that stream was cumulative views, not 1.1 concurrent. But anyway, if the main thing people wanted was to disable the ability to go landscape and disable the zoom function, then they've achieved that. If it was more about making the app simpler, making the user interface more streamlined, I guess they've done that, because they have removed features. They've made it so that there's fewer buttons on it. So they have kind of done that. I find it a bit hard to find things. I find it hard to find people, to find the streamers I want to see. It kind of points you at what the app wants you to see. But they say they've done that for a reason, or some of the people who are saying how great the updates are is saying that they've done it for a reason. That they've made it. They've made it so that the streams that first come up aren't necessarily people smoking bongs or falling asleep, or just kind of not in front of the camera and whatever. Made it so that the streams that are promoted are the streams that people might want to watch. So thanks for the awards, Emma and Andrew. I think it's a shame they got rid of the free coins. I don't know whether people will be sending as many awards in the future when you have to buy them all, but I can kind of understand. I can understand why apps don't really want to give away so many free coins. It's going to have to affect their return. Yeah, they got rid of the free coins. So any coin balance you managed to get before they got rid of the app, you get to keep. But from now on, any awards you give people, you have to buy the coins, unless they do any special offers in the future or change their mind and stick it back in the app. But the daily bonus, the weekly streamer bonus, and that sort of stuff has all gone away now. So, hi John. Well, it was nice. I mean, it was nice to be able to have a little bit of sincerity. And I think it did actually. I think it probably encouraged people to award more, because they would see them from somebody's free award, somebody else would go out and buy coins to award with. But as I say, they were effectively giving away free money with that. Maybe that can only go on so long. So I was half expecting that to stop at some point anyway. So the coins are now bought without apps taking a cut to the price. It's entirely sent to broadcasters. So buy them now. Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I mean, on Periscope, we didn't ever get free super hearts, or free whatever they called them, the things that you bought super hearts with. So if you wanted to give somebody a super heart, you had to buy it. But then again, with Periscope, Twitter didn't used to take a cut, so you got the whole amount. So yeah, so yeah, I'm trying not to be really. I know I always sound quite negative, but somehow it's the way I am. Um, but, uh, but yeah, I can see there's some things that are still working okay. Yeah, still good. Periscope, most people are lucky to get any money from the arts. That's true, Mel. And it wasn't always that rosy, and I know that there were people who were never allowed to cash their hearts out, their super hearts, who made promises. So people like Louise Poppy, who was promised that the super hearts would pay out at some point. They just hadn't worked out. They hadn't done New Zealand as currency yet, but it was coming soon. And they even kind of they put out, it originally launched so you could only claim them back in the US. And they said that they were adding lots of different printers and currencies, and you just had to be patient, and they'd add it. And then eventually they turned around and said, we're never going to add New Zealand dollars or Australian dollars. So if you're in New Zealand, you'll never be able to get payout, despite the fact that people in New Zealand they can accept a PayPal gift in dollars, which is all, it's all that Twitter were paying out anyway. They only use PayPal to do it, and they could put US dollars into a New Zealand PayPal account without any issues. But for whatever reason, they decided, nope, we're going to keep that money. And that would have been, Louise had several million super hearts, which Twitter just kept the money from. So yeah, John's got the same problem as me. On the iPad, you can't see very much. So yeah, have a look in the App Store, and there's probably an update waiting. Then you'll have to log in again with the same rigmarole to try and get back into the app once it's been updated. Started putting apps in split screen mode to Silver. I didn't think about doing that. Yeah, good idea. I've done that, but I didn't think of that. I know when perhaps, a year ago or slightly after a year ago, when I first started using apps on my iPad, it didn't work very well then either. And any feedback that we gave about that, they just said, oh, we don't support tablets. We're concentrating on the studio and phones, which you can kind of understand. But they got tablets working properly, and then they broke it with this update. But then they fixed it quickly, so that's good. Have I done a broadcast on? No, this is my first broadcast on the app, so I'm using my iPhone 12 Pro for this one. So I haven't tried an iPad broadcast yet. Also, I haven't done a broadcast studio broadcast from my computer. But the top of the screen has gone now, the name and heart display. Oh, has it? Right, yeah. I've only watched things on my computer today. I haven't watched any using my phone, I think. So I hadn't noticed, but that was just temporary. I.e., they got feedback about how people didn't like it, and they've sorted that one. Which was feedback that people were giving them from the test version of the app. So maybe they did listen. Yeah, I guess it's good that they're putting the effort into developing things. And there's still scope for improving, etc. You think it was just while the new app was broadcasting to the old app? Oh, maybe. Yeah. yeah, I guess that makes sense. And I watched a Twitch stream with multiple people in. Well, two people in yesterday. Walt had a guest. Michael called into his stream yesterday, and on the phone and the web and whatever they were above each other, and on Twitch they were side by side, and on Twitter it was landscaping side by side. So I guess that's a good thing too. It only appeared when people were broadcasting with the test flight version. I hadn't really noticed, but that that makes sense. I thought I'd seen that even on the new app, but maybe I haven't. Maybe I was forgetting. Yeah, now I think about it, I think it's good when there's more than one person called in, but obviously when it's only one broadcast on Twitter, it's just there all the time. I think also you can't choose whether or not to stream to the various linked social medias. I haven't double checked what this is going out to, but I couldn't see how to turn on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, etc. You can select them. It's in the dot menu. Before you go live, I guess, because obviously you can't really change it once you've started. Because yeah, it's not there now. But anyway, I need to go now. My walk's over. So thanks for joining. Good chatting to you. Thanks for helping me learn how to use the new version. I'll see you soon. Bye.